Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy DaVon in the flesh for another legendary video. Appreciate you guys coming through to show your love and support as we get to the nitty gritty, everything so saucy, and talking about professional wrestling. Friday Night Smackdown was live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, as they had such a great card, an all-star cast, and they put on some great action as being officially the B show. But with the anticipated return of Roman Reigns, it felt great of seeing him making his anticipated return after being away for such since WrestleMania. More importantly, taking back his throne as being official tribal chief, as it says on the shirt, the OTC. More importantly, we're going to see the standing feud continue to be progress as no other than Tama Tonga, Loa Tonga, and the other members of the bloodline, including the stand-in tribal chief, the imposter, which Cody Rhodes called him, no other than Solo Sikoa, who's going to have to come face to face with Roman Reigns. As well as announcing the card tonight, we had number one contenders matches. Finally, we getting something going and getting a kickstart when it comes to having some new challengers set up for the singles and tag team division. For the tag team division, we have DIY taking on Pretty Deadly in great action. As well as we had for the singles division, Andrade taking on no other than Santos Escobar in singles action. Also on the card tonight, we end up having LA Knight returning, making his return for a championship United States celebration as he's become the new United States champion. As well, being presented tonight on the card, we had Jade Cargill taking on Alba Fire as their standing feud continues to go to the test of time, as Bianca Belair is assisting Jade Cargill, but they had their issues with Unholy Union as Isla Dawn and Alba Fire ended up having some notable help from Blair Davenport. As well as we have the Street Profits, as everybody wants to smoke, and I love when they're up in smoke, taking on A-Town Down, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, in a tag team great match that pretty much kept things smooth as it can be. But let's go ahead and get into the nitty gritty of everything that went on for Friday Smackdown. They started off red hot with the recap of SummerSlam. It was a great little showcase. I enjoyed the little import of how things were running when it came to SmackDown. More importantly, it was smooth as butter when it came to all the action that went on, all the drama. But this felt like a great show, like a go-home when it came to the kicking off Friday Night Smackdown. We kicked things off with the undisputed WWE Champion, Cody Rhodes. He comes directly down. He gets things all kicked off over in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He comes down to the ring, tooted and booted, all in suited. He has the championship with him this time. He asks the fans, so what do you guys want to talk about? As well as he doesn't want to dwell into the past, but more importantly, instead, he wants to talk about the future. Rhodes go into more details as he doesn't. He looks to seeing his highlights of the importance of the WWE Undisputed Championship. Rhodes also talked about certain things, including thinking about who he wants to defend the title against at WWE Bash in Berlin. Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline interrupt him. They come directly out. They say they peace. And Sikoa says if he would have been champion, he tells Rhodes to give him a rematch. Rhodes responded by saying that Sikoa could not get the job done. He says that Sikoa set Roman Reigns on a war path. More importantly, Rhodes says that he beat Sikoa. So he was delusional, if any claim to a rematch. The Bloodline ends up surrounding the ring, approaching the ring. Kevin Owens ends up running to make the save. He comes in with a couple of chairs, give one directly for Cody Rhodes as they clear things out from the Bloodline. Cody says he'll be waiting for him if they want a direct issue. The Bloodline ends up leading, and they went to go see and wait for the return of Roman Reigns. Rhodes tells Owens as they end up having a nice little segment. He says he wants to talk to him. He says that he wants to face Owens at WWE Bash in Berlin. Owens says he doesn't deserve a title match, more importantly, as they need to be earned. And he says he hasn't done that, and Rose says that he has not forgotten the sacrifices that Owens has made for him. And so it was a key point of what he talked about. He says he would talk to Nick Aldis. More importantly, he says he could explain why Owens should face him at WWE Bash in Berlin. Cody predicts that Aldis will agree in that segment. Then we get ready for the Street Profits as they aim for gold and they take on no other than A-Town Down. How you twist it, how you love it. This match was the #1 contenders match for the WWE Tag Team Championship. Things were looking pretty good as things got ahead when it came to everything that initially happened with the match. B-Fab was there to hype up the Street Profits. The Street Profits set their sights on the Bloodline and the Gold. Dawkins Theory started it off with the bout when it came to the tag team action. Theory and Waller double teamed Dawkins early on. Waller throws forward into the barricade. More importantly, Dawkins rallies back, but Theory sends him into the ring post. Waller then takes control, and in Theory both working each other with double team moves. They drop Dawkins with a clothesline, and then Ford dives in onto the ringside. After the commercial break, they had a couple of breaks in between in this actual match. They had great transitional moves. Theory gets the upper hand, and Dawson fires up. He tags him forward. They cleared the house as their flurry of offense. Then they get a 2 count with a standing moonsault, which is pretty dope. More importantly, Waller dives into the corner, and then they hit a double team fashion blockbuster for a 2 count. Dawkins pounces Waller into the ring post. Ford sets up with a kick to Theory, and then Dawkins tagged back in. The Street Profits hit the double team blockbuster once again to secure the victory for the 1-2-3. My take from this match, it was great. It was smash mouth. Both teams truly delivered, but we're still seeing the seeds of how things are being implemented for A-Town Down as they're looking to vent their frustrations. Probably most likely going to talk to Nick Aldis. And more importantly, I'm waiting for that Austin Theory face turn. When it comes to Grayson Waller, he continues to be secondary, kind of similar to The Miz. But more importantly, I'm looking to see him continue to elevate himself to become a greater talent. When it comes to regards to the Street Profits, they're up in smoke. They're always phenomenal. But I like to see them get back into the swing of things, become better. And more importantly, is it time for them to split up and see what they can do on a single scene. I would love to see Angelo Dawkins actually switch it up, go to NXT, switch it up, get into ring shape similar to Gunther, and come back as a full repackage. When it comes to Montez Ford, he has everything that it takes to be the man. When it comes to B5, we're still waiting to see how she turning up. She's still a pending in progress, but I most importantly will be invested and interested to see how B5 lights things up when it comes to the women's division. We go to backstage. We got Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. They are speaking to Nick Aldis. Owens says he doesn't deserve a title match, but Nick Aldis says he was waiting to discuss a title match with Roman Reigns. Kevin Owens gets distraught and is like, wait a minute, what? What are you talking about? Owens expresses frustrations and notes that there will be plenty of people who deserve a title match. But just go open the locker room door and you will see a fleet of people who are looking to clamor for that championship. Then Aldis says he confirms that Rhodes and Kevin Owens will face at Bash of Berlin. And it's official when it comes to that actual match. Then we get a highlighted video package of Nia Jax winning the WWE Women's Championship at SummerSlam. Then we switch gears to Tiffany Stratton, who's backstage. She is celebrating Nia Jax's championship ring for next week, getting balloons and the whole entire amount of confetti, the whole 9 yards. Pretty Deadly approaches Stratton and wonders if she planned their party when they win the championships. And they consider casting Stratton and Pretty Deadly, the musical. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven interrupt Stratton as she continues to walk down the hall. Chelsea says she insults Stratton, and Niven says that Nia Jax doesn't even like pink. Green says Stratton is clearly looking to cash in on Jax, and Stratton says Green is delusional and arrogant. So we most likely next week we'll probably get a singles match between Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton, but it's going to be interesting. I look forward to seeing what happens next week. Then we get to the action. Jade Cargill, who's a dime in a dozen, a true superstar when it comes to professional wrestling. She was in the action as she has assisted with Bianca Belair as she was in singles action against Alba Fire, and Isla Dawn was there as the manager for Unholy Union. The match started off very quickly. As you know, this is Jade fashion, a squash match straight to the point. Fire takes the fight to Jade, but Jade Cargill overpowers her. Fire gets to for a 2 count with a tornado DDT. She locks in the body scissors, but Belair steps down from the getting her involved. Cargill slams Alba Fire down, rocks her with a kick, and scores the pinfall with the Jaded to make it a clean, straight squash. This match was very, very quick. It was like Fast and the Furious. But where things got more interesting was we ended up having no other than Blair Davenport getting involved to attack the ESTs of WWE from behind. Davenport and Fire and Dawn gang up on Belair and they take him down, but Naomi makes a save. She comes down and she continues to feel the glow, and she's amazing. But things cleared out as the faces knocked the heels directly out the ring, and so most likely we're going to be setting up for a 6-woman tag team action in the near future. Then we get ready for the main man, L.A. Knight. Yeah, you gotta love him, you gotta appreciate him. But we pretty much get ready for him coming down as we have a WWE United States champion comes to the ring. He celebrates his win at SummerSlam. He comments on his victory, says Logan Paul deserved to get stomped out, and says that he told everyone that he will be a champion. And he finally have arrived. More importantly, he says that the title makes him a marked man, and he used that to being the case. And Knight says he can't stop. And before situation, Santos Escobar, along with Legado del Fantasma, they come down, they interrupt him, and of course the fans over there in Tulsa, they end up chanting "You suck." Escobar says he doesn't want to buy Knight as a champion. More importantly, he tells Knight that all this will be for nothing but an opening act to his reign. Escobar says that he is the one who deserves to be the champion. Knight fires back by saying that Escobar deserves to be having the brakes beaten off of him. And I look forward to seeing that. Not only on top of that, seeing it happen again. He says he's happy to do it and tells Escobar he will not let him take that title. But in order for him to gain upper hand, to find out who the number one contender is, you got to face this man. And we get the LE to load, and it's no other than Andrade. Andrade comes down to the ring, loving his ring gear. Def Rebel kind of tweaked up his music, kind of got it looking a little better, but it was calm, cool, and collective, and I was okay with it. Then we get things underway between Andrade and Santos Escobar, who's there with all members of the Legado del Fantasma. Andrade gains the upper hand early on. He dives into Escobar at ringside. Angel and Humberto attack him, and then Escobar drills Andrade to the knee. Then Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews come down to brawl with Angel and Humberto, get them squared away, get them directly out to the situation of this actual great singles match. Things broke down as they finally got things onto the odds of things. Andrade goes back and forth with each other, slams into the ring post, continues the action. He drops Escobar with a backbreaker, and then Andrade rallies back and then hits a sunset flip power bomb, which was amazing. I love how Andrade continues to put on the great offensive moves. He hits a dragon screw and then a forearm. Escobar rolls out the ring and Andrade dives onto him. Andrade keeps the pace going as he chimneys the tribute to Eddie Guerrero with the Three Amigos. Escobar takes control again. Andrade catches Escobar with a dropkick. Then he hits for a 2 count after hitting that beautiful reverse standing moonsault. You know, when he goes to the top rope, then he lends it and then he hits it again. Then Andrade hits a back elbow for a 2 count, that beautiful one that he always loves to do. Carmelo runs down to interfere. Escobar rolls up Andrade for the 1, 2, 3. Santos Escobar now is officially the #1 contender, but now Andrade has to pick his win of dealing with still him, no other than Carmelo Hayes. The broadcast team highlights the Bloodline winning the WWE Tag Team Championship from last week. More importantly, DIY cuts a pre-promo, vows to get the championships back. I love how they were coming doing the old school way, coming down gorilla, pretty much saying their piece, and they were ready to go. Then we held to the highlight package of a video of Kevin Sullivan, who passed away this following Friday. Rest in peace to the Taskmaster, one of my greatest heels I enjoyed in the WCW days and so many other companies. Backstage, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller barge into Nick Aldis's office. They get frustrated. Theory sarcastically suggested a match between Waller and Kevin Owens. Aldis says it's a great idea and he'll book the match, and Waller gets upset, but Theory says, hey, he has his back just like he had his back multiple times. So I love how he's getting that get back when it comes to that situation. Then we get ready for DIY versus Pretty Deadly. The Yes Boys, Pretty Deadly, taking on DIY, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. Both teams brawled out to get things underway. DIY finally takes control of the match, sending Pretty Deadly to the ringside. Pretty Deadly counters the dive attempt to the upper cuts. They take too long when it comes to taunt. DIY takes advantage, dives onto the outside, on the ringside with a couple of nice suicidas. Pretty Deadly isolates Gargano, and Gargano rallies back to tag in Ciampa, who clears house with a flurry of offense. More importantly, DIY double teams Prince with a powerbomb for a 2 count. Then Prince rolls up Ciampa for a 2 count as well. Then Pretty Deadly does a double team move with a bulldog. Gargano super kicks Prince for the breakup, and then Ciampa drills Wilson with some strikes. Pretty Deadly takes control again as Gargano breaks up a double team, and DIY hits the Shatter Machine, which is a tribute to FTR, as well as finishing him off with the meat in the middle for the 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be interesting as we get the quarter of the actual main finals when it comes to everything with the DIY and the Street Profits, as they're going to be, those two teams are going to go to battle. It's going to be interesting to see who will get involved when it comes to next week or whenever our future date is. But my theory is I think Bloodline's going to tag both teams. We're going to have a 3-way for the WWE Tag Team Championships. Then we get ready for the last segment of the night. Solo Sikoa, he calls out the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. Solo Sikoa tells the crowd to acknowledge him. He says he's the Tribal Chief. Now, and if Roman wants the tribal necklace back, he can come and get it. Reigns' music hits. The crowd is electric. I'm loving that WrestleMania prelude theme. Pretty much that's going to be a set theme with the orchestra. Can't get nothing better than that. Reigns comes down. He takes the fight to Tama Tonga. He fights with Tonga Loa. Reigns hits Loa with some stairs. Then he hits Tama with them as well. Reigns gets in the ring to confront Solo Sikoa, where they come eye to eye, face to face. Both of them are serious. He takes the fight to Sikoa. They end up into a brawl. Reigns hits a Superman punch as he dropped him. Toga and as well as Loa pull Sikoa out of the ring. Reigns picked up the tribal necklace. Loa and Tonga attack him. And then Reigns fight them off and then drops Loa with a spear. Sikoa walks away with the tribal necklace, and he hits Tonga with a spear through a barricade, and Reigns gets a chair and hits Loa repeatedly over and over and over again as the fans clamor one more time, and this sends the show towards the ending. As Sikoa says he's the man now, Reigns stares him down, and Reigns stands tall as the show came to an end. More importantly, this was a great addition to SmackDown. He did a fine job with everybody that was included when it came to everything that was going on tonight. And I enjoyed the showcase, and you couldn't ask for anything better. Did Roman Reigns officially save this show? 100%. The show was not a crash and burn, but he's needed as more viewers tuned in to see what Roman Reigns was going to do. But the action was great. It was decent for what it was. Some people had some few complaints. For myself, it was all right. It was decent at best. For the show, out of 5 stars, I'm giving it a 4.1. They put on some great action, great storytelling, continue to be the development towards Bash in Berlin, as well as the collision course of Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa to go at it, and the setup for the WWE Undisputed Championship as Kevin Owens is going to take on Cody Rhodes. My pick, I want Kevin Owens to win. It's time, but I know they're going to keep Cody with the championship all the way to next year's WrestleMania. All the other development storylines were pretty cool. Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, along with Naomi, the ESTs of WWE as a trio, taking on the unholy union of Blair Davenport, Isla Dawn, and Alba Fire. As well as we got the setup for the tag team No More Contenders finals of DIY taking on the Street Profits, as I want to smoke and see how that match actually plays out. As well, I'm pretty sure we're going to have Carmelo Hayes versus Andrade for a clash again for number 4. But most importantly, chime down in the comments, let me know what you felt about this show. And more importantly, let's go ahead and talk professional wrestling. Until the next episode, y'all be safe. Peace.